Had sparks, and it was a bit shocking and unexpected. What are you trying to do?
Push it aft.
He starts doing fun stuff, disconnecting big things and opening up our packing plan to let water run into the boat, you know, things like that. So Brady is just undoing the nut off of a bolt on the propeller shaft coupling, where it connects to our transmission, just so he can re-ground to the propeller shaft with that bolt and nut.
I'm Carlie, and this is Brady. In early 2020, we sold our house and most of our possessions and took our first big leap into living our vagabond dreams. We recently hiked 800 miles of the Appalachian Trail, and now we are purchasing a sailboat to start sailing around the world, all while capturing a creative journal of the journey. We hope to inspire you to live your own dreams. Subscribe, and thanks for watching.
By your still waters, save a place for my daughter. Oh, with your spirit, the way it's dark, how I feel it. A shaky heart is a courier to guide her through the gray. Through all the world with my daughter, I'm broken in phases, and I can't begin to unmake it. The winter's hymn is a worry her beside me on my way.
Good afternoon. It is work time. Brady's already deep in the engine bay. It is a very, very hot day, so Brady doesn't fare well in the heat. If you watched us on the Appalachian Trail, then you already know this. So he's a little bit grumpy today, but he's had success with one bolt so far. The two bolts that we couldn't get to in the underside of the engine, we ended up having to order a part. The person we thought we were borrowing from, they had the same thing Brady already had, and didn't work. Long story, it's a tiny hole, gotta fit a little wrench in there, and then need something to be able to extend the wrench to be able to move the bolts. Our ratcheting wrench came in. He's borrowed a way to extend it from Mike and Pam down the end of the dock, and he's already got one bolt off. He's working on the other one now. It is 93 in the boat already today. It is only 1:30. So we might see some record heat in the boat today. How is that bolt coming along?
It's not.
It's not. So the second bolt is stripped, right?
Yeah.
That's what we think.
No, it is.
It's stripped. It definitely is, Brady says. Not making any headway. We did buy a remover kit, but it comes with sockets, no wrenches for rounded off bolts, so probably gonna have to get creative. I don't know. I'm not sure. All I'm very aware of at the moment is it's quite warm, and that means Brady starts off frustrated just from being hot. I've got a load of laundry in the laundry, washing a couple blankets so we can pack those away. We'll see what else happens today.
Finally, I don't know how many hours it's been, but finally got the last bolt out of the transmission. You can see it is completely destroyed. So it was completely rounded off, and the bolt remover kit that we have, the socket where the bolt is located, the socket cannot fit on here. So I resorted to drilling into the bolt, because the bolt remover kit has a little thing that you can, that's a left-handed drill, but there's also this left-handed extractor. If you drill a hole, then you can put this extractor in and then put a wrench on the extractor and hopefully back it out after having drilled a hole. So I had to go in at an angle because of where the bolt sits. I've drilled a hole, but in the process of drilling my last hole to get the right size extractor, I snapped my drill bit off inside of here. But in the process of snapping the drill bit off, it was a left-handed drill bit. It broke this bolt free enough that it backed out a few turns, and I could get my wrench on there enough. Even though it is destroyed, there's still some corners that the wrench could catch on, and I could back this thing out by hand once I got it loose enough. But yeah, it's been, I don't know how many hours it's been, and I'm exhausted. This is our new transmission. It's upside down right now. So these two bolts here, bolt holes here and here, are the bottoms. There's a plate right here that prevents you from going into attacking the bolt straight on. There's a plate there. So that's why I had to come in with a drill bit at an angle and drill in like that. But that's where this little bolt goes, and why I couldn't just take a socket and slide a socket directly on there. For the longest time, I have been using a pipe wrench to loosen and tighten the packing nut on our propeller shaft for the packing gland, and that is really challenging because of the space that I have to work in, and the pipe wrench does an okay job, but it takes forever, and it actually kind of mars up the packing nut. Kind of destroys it a little bit as I'm doing it. But the other day I did find a tool on the boat and wasn't sure what it was for, but it is a slip and lock nut wrench. I'll do one of these. So that slip and lock nut wrench fits perfectly over the nut on the packing gland. So this is going to be not my new tool of choice, and that might be what it was designed for, but my new tool of choice for tightening and loosening that packing gland, and will hopefully make this project a lot easier so that we can move the propeller shaft aft more to get the rest of the transmission all the way out. But just wanted to show you all the tool that I found and what it's used for, what I'm going to use it for. But anyway, I'll try to film it in action here in a little while.
So you may remember last week we mentioned how our pump to get oil out of the engine, transmission oil, whatever, siphon pump maybe, I don't know,
yeah,
has broken and no longer works. So we were gonna see if we could borrow one on the dock. Well, we have managed to borrow one from Mike and Pam. They are awesome. So Brady is working on pumping transmission oil now. Mike and Pam have one of the nice newer ones, which is what we hope to be able to get, but they are expensive. And he is starting to pump transmission oil now. Oh, yep. It's coming in. So since it's a siphon pump, do you just have to get it started and then you don't have to pump the whole time?
No, because there's gravity on this side, trying to pull it here, you've got to force this way.
Yeah.
You've got to force this way, which is the vacuum pressure. Your vacuum pressure has to be greater than the force of gravity pulling the liquid down on this side.
Okay.
If I could get this lower
Right.
than that, then once I got it flowing down, then it would. But as liquid fills up in here, it's going to relieve some of that vacuum pressure.
Yep. So another thing we mentioned last week is that we're going to have to scoot the propeller shaft further aft. So to do that, we've got to unground the wires, which means turn power off. So DC power is off now. Brady is currently removing that bolt that we had grounded with to remove the grounds. And then I think we are going to add some wire to those to extend them and re-ground them, to then push it back, because the length of wire, ground wire that we have there now, is not long enough for those wires to be grounded and scoot back 3 inches. There's just not enough wire there. I think we're gonna do that, and it's just far too hot to leave the DC power off through the duration of this part of the project. It's currently 91 in the boat, so we really need the fans on. The AC power is still on like last time, so our air con is running, but it is a warm one. So let's check in on that part of the project now. Brady just did a semi-angry reorganization of the aft cabin. Previously, he had just sort of made a tiny little hole for him to be able to get back there, and it's really frustrating when you can't access what you need to. So it's been reorganized. Less of a mess. We've moved things, so out here is more of a mess, but that's okay. That is how boat life projects go. When you live on the boat, which means all of your stuff is on the boat, it all has to be dug out to get to whatever you need to, and it just is a lot of make a mess, do some work, put the mess back, and repeat, because you still have to live in the same space. And now he has better access, which is great. He's currently cleaning up the oil siphoner that we borrowed, just wiping that down with paper towels, getting it out of our way. And I have put on work clothes. So, you know it's getting serious now. And it's time to get some things done. Oh, the power's back on. Brady's finished regrounding that and have that ready. So what we're about to do now is work on moving the propeller shaft aft, which will definitely take both of us. And water running into the boat again. But now this time the power is on, which means the bilge is on. So it's gonna have to flow in more than last time, but the bilge is on and we'll take care of it, so it'll be fine.
I'm about to go use this on the propeller shaft. I usually tie like a shoestring or...
Well, you do now.
Well, yeah. Try to tie something onto my tools because the bilge gets like 6 feet deep. I cannot reach it with just my arms, so I don't like dropping my tools and not being able to retrieve them.
We learned a lesson.
I try to tie a shoestring, something on it, so if I accidentally let go of this, it'll catch on my arm and hopefully, not slide off my arm and end up in the bilge. So I'm gonna go use this to loosen our propeller shaft.
So it doesn't end up as a sacrifice to Mothership.
Yeah.
And also, that is something that you do when we snorkel with the action cam as well.
Yeah.
You tie it using that same shoestring to like a pocket
Yep.
or a wrist or something like that, just in case you drop it. So yeah, learned our lesson with the one tool that we have dropped. Now we do this, which is just smart.
Okay. Alright, that's this right here is the packing gland nut. So I'm gonna work on loosening it. Carlie, can you attempt to hold the propeller shaft in place?
Yep.
So it doesn't spin?
Yep.
Alright.
Do you need me to take the
No, I can get rid of it. And now it's starting to leak water in already. Oh gosh. Alright, I'm gonna have to get rid of the camera, so I'll see you guys later.
So I sat where Brady is now, but on my knees, and used one of our metal files to get leverage on the coupling attached to our shaft. What's it called? Rudder shaft?
Propeller shaft?
Oh gosh, my brain is fried. Propeller shaft. And now we've got a few inches gap, hopefully enough to work with there. At the same time, Brady laid back here and worked the propeller shaft with your hands. Yeah. To just wiggle, twist from back here, and
Hopefully
here we go.
That's enough.
Hopefully that's enough is right.
Last 2 bolts. What is the secret to decoupling these? Not sure.
Do you have wood underneath it?
Yeah.
I mean, like I can move, yeah, we can move that. But I can help from this side. So I don't want you to hurt your back.
No.
Okay. Whoa, okay.
Need a flashlight.
Okay.
Yeah, you're in charge of flashlight.
Okay.
That's my hands.
I'm trying to hold that with my knee for you. I really think I should help.
It's off.
Yep. Just like that, it's off.
It's really rusty, but that's alright. I'll clean all of that up inside there.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. It's off.
Yep.
It's not out of the engine bay, but it's off.
I don't think I'm going to need your help other than potentially scooting wires and hoses out of my way as I lift it out.
Okay. I'm just worried about you hurting your back.
I know. It shouldn't be too bad. I just need a second pair of hands to like grab
Stuff?
stuff and hold it out of the way.
Okay.
That kind of thing.
Okay.
Like that wire, right? If I can get it past that. Okay. Right. Just.
Okay. It's caught on this. There we go. Okay, you're gonna have to go further up.
I want to. Just need to just. What?
Got it.
That's what I meant by
Yeah, I just almost got whacked in the face.
having wires and hoses.
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
Huh.
Now I need lots of paper towels.
Okay.